Oh shit, are we in trouble? Are we really about to lose this thing? Guys, welcome to the channel, and in this case, reacting to Luke Stevens. Star Citizen may be in real trouble. Alright, yeah, it's something I've addressed many times here on the channel before, but let's watch this thing and comment.
They got really greedy. They started charging for something that they were going to bring and make earnable in-game later, but they weren't making it in-game attainable when they launched it for purchase. They were blades for ships, which basically are like enhancements or augments for your ships to make them control differently, or, you know, easier to control, slower moving, or faster moving, harder to control, stuff like that. And they're going to charge like 12, 14, 15 bucks for these a piece. And then they were going to make it earnable in the game later this summer. And naturally people freaked out and were like, this is anti-consumer, this is bad. There's going to be organizations that don't let people into the org unless they've paid for those augments, because otherwise they're not competitive with the other ships that have them. So if you want to join our...
It's really very simple. It's the idea of you pay so as to have the same thing, but actually works better, and you beat the guy, especially in PvP. But beyond that, man, I get it. You know, this has been going on for a long time. You don't have to grind and you just go and buy a better ship. Yeah, you're gonna be winning. You go and buy the latest ship, which is always OP, and then it gets nerfed until the next thing they want to sell. It's kind of always been the same thing. So I am pissed. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I think it's fucked up and disgusting, but it's not as if they haven't done it before.
Organization, you need to spend 80 bucks on those augments for your ship, and you gotta have it on all of your ships. And that's just how the game starts to fall apart, is that it just becomes pay to win. You know, if you want to excel, you have to spend more money. So they walked it back, and they were like, okay, we're gonna still sell them, but we're gonna sell them when they're earnable in game. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. But the broader discussion around Star Citizen was that they are starting to run low on cash, and, you know, they are raising a lot of money, certainly, but their expenses are growing exponentially faster than their income is growing. Yeah. And that doesn't work for long. If you've got a cash pile, you can drain that for a little while, but eventually you need to either cut costs.
That's the thing. They burned their cash pile, their 80, 100 million cash pile. They burned all of that. And now they're losing money, right? They're losing money. And now, even though they make a shit ton of money, for example, selling $2,000 Idrises, right? And people, oh, I want to buy another Idris. Please, please, CIG, sell me one. Oh, no, it's a very rare commodity, an Idris, right? Pretending with this artificial scarcity bullshit. But even still, there's not enough of those people. There's not enough idiots with a ton of money to buy Idrises so as to compensate for the expenses. They are spending way too much money. They're giving themselves way too much money, and it's just not enough to sustain the company.
Or you need to increase the money you're bringing in. It's not rocket science. And so they're in sort of a tough spot. And there's news that they're maybe in an even tougher spot today.
Jimbo404 donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Imagine going through double the budget for RDR2 over 10 years and still not releasing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They've raised $812 million. And I don't think that even counts like venture capital investment. I could be wrong about that, but I think that that number is just from like regular, you know, normal people buying ships and that type of thing. Like they've spent so much money. It's insane. It's up to 822. Oh, so they raised 10 million in the last handful of days. Well, there you go. There you go. But what is this news? Well, Star Citizen loses integral staff responsible for server meshing. Insider Gaming has learned that over the past several months, Cloud Imperium Games, or CIG, you'll hear it referred to a lot, who are the devs behind Star Citizen, have lost...
I knew it. This server meshing thing does not work. It is a disaster. It is not doing what they said it would do. We were promised that server meshing was the Jesus science engine thing that would fix everything and all that needed to be fixed, and it was definitely not the case. We have a very laggy, broken, messy, patchy disaster of an engine, and this is not doing what they said it would do. It is not working. It has not worked. Server meshing has obviously failed to do what they said it would do. Did they manage to get something to work? Something is working there, right? When you jump from one shard to the other and whatnot, but it's not the solution that they said it would be. And now you have the people that were doing it quitting because they gave up. There's no point in continuing with something that does not work, so they give up. Very natural thing to do. This means that, yes, we're very likely fucked. We are fucked.
Several integral staff responsible for the server meshing, Roger Godfrey, the lead producer for the Cortec server meshing, publicly left the company in December. But since then, the department has seen other key figures leave. Ivan C., a producer, Jordan Wood, a network programmer, are two names who are mentioned and are said to have been integral to server meshing, with staff saying that their departure is a quote-unquote huge loss to the company. While it's unclear on why all three left CIG in a relatively short period of time, it's understood that internal tensions surrounding Turbulent and CIG's takeover in late 2023 is one major cause. According to those familiar with this...
One of the things they said was, oh, they're leaving because we're done. They did their job. There it is. That's something that CIG has said. That, yeah, they're leaving because they did server meshing. Now server meshing is done. Now they leave. That is simply not true. Server meshing is not what they said it would be. Whatever we have now is nothing like what they said server meshing would be. So it's not done. It's a lot worse. They're leaving before this is even done. This is even finished. That just shows that there's probably no way of doing what they wanted server meshing to do. Server meshing has been a failure. We were better off before. We were better off with fewer people in the servers, but servers that actually worked, with ships that flew in a way in which was fun. It was entertaining. You felt as if you were flying a real damn spaceship, for crying out loud. All of that is shit now. We're just, oh, we're moving slowly. Look, I'm slowly fighting with someone in space like my granddad did in World War II. That crap is unbearable. It is not fun. It is broken, and server meshing did not deliver. And they quit. They just leave because they will not do it. That's what's really happening here.
Situation, the takeover resulted in staff from Turbulent wanting more lucrative roles within Cloud Imperium Games. It eventually saw some staff described as unqualified for the roles failing upwards and taking over key positions, which has become hugely unpopular internally. I can only imagine. CIG's losses mean that the only two producers that worked on server meshing have now left the company.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
God damn it.
Uh-oh. Who's up meshing their servers now? That's a great question. That's a great question. I genuinely asked what more features can they add, like for crying out loud, why has this game been in alpha for 13 years? Says Happy Miro, who's familiar with the game. I think to a certain extent, it was sort of this symbiotic relationship where they understood if they added things to the scope of the game, they could continue riding the gravy train and continue making lots and lots of money.
Yeah.
Because the inherent problem for CIG, and they are all too aware of this, is that at some point they will have to change their monetization strategy. Like right now, they've been raising lots of money with this strategy, but at some point, selling ships and doing this really, really aggressive thing, they'll have to cut that off or at least minimize it.
It's not sustainable. I mean, it's a model that has worked great for them. Yeah, I'm losing my voice here, but it's just not sustainable to keep on doing this forever. And people that think that, oh no, they've been doing it so long, it's 10 years, 12. It's not sustainable forever. And when it fails, they're not planning ahead, and they don't have another model of making this work, and they definitely don't have a game. So yeah, we're probably screwed. Yeah, losing my voice because I did like 5 or 6 other videos for my other channels, by the way, which is about survival and preparedness, not video games and stuff like this. But I think we're gonna see some new developments that are not gonna be pretty. And as I said so many times before, I will be surprised if next year we still have a game.